So thank you so much, Vinay Sir, to be in my show. It's called Mindfulness with Manish. The goal for this particular podcast is about connecting with people to talk about mindfulness. Mindfulness can come in anywhere, in any field. It can come in tech field, yoga, like being aware, being conscious, being mindful. So that's what it's about. And I know you for past 1 year. I did the 21 day. It's called BLC, BYC.
Better BLC.
Yeah, BLC, Better Living course, right?
Yes.
Yeah, right. And from there I started teaching yoga also, and a lot of I know yoga is not just poses; it's also about like theory, and you bring a lot of knowledge on that. When you used to teach, I used to make a lot of notes, and because that notes helps me in my teaching courses also. So before we get started, we're gonna go a little deep down into each and every part. It will be a very mindful conversation for me, as well as I hope the listeners also feel good about it. We're gonna touch a lot of like yoga aspects and go a little deep down. But before we do that, can you tell me a little bit about yourself, where you came from, where you were born, and how you were introduced to yoga?
I was born in Mumbai. I consider myself a Bombay boy. This is home, and we grew up in the 80s. Things were very different. Things are very different now. It has been an interesting journey, from schooling to engineering to the armed forces.
Oh, you went to armed forces?
Yes, I was in the armed forces. So to advertising and checkered journey it has been. And about 6 years ago, I walked into the institute's gate, and that has changed everything for me. My perspective, understanding of life, and this philosophy that is so holistic, which I think is the need of the hour for everybody. But as you rightly said, everybody has their own journey, and it came to me at a very interesting point in my life. I realized that until you trip, you don't become aware of how the path is.
Right.
We are living very obliviously today, most of us, but a little bit of consciousness, a little bit of awareness. I'm not saying all, some of them actually do have it. But for most of us, I think we make mistake and then we come on the right track. Like learning a car, you kind of scratch it a little bit.
When we learn something new,
absolutely,
we always make mistakes. We do accidents.
And when you're doing it on your own, I think life, we need to learn how to live. We live, but we don't actually know how to live. Right? And once that comes, like for example, yoga is a philosophy. Philosophy is a code that you live by. We all have a philosophy.
So yoga is not just about poses.
Oh, yoga poses is a integral part of it. Keeping the body. The body is a blessing, which we need to take care of. This is the only body we have. So might as well learn about it, take care of it so that it can sustain you.
Right.
We all want to be healthy.
Right.
Right. We do. We use the body, but we don't maintain it as much as we should. So it's like using technology. We use things, we don't know how they work.
Right.
We use a car, not many of us know how a car works. I'm not saying it is important, but if you do, then you are able to, maintain it well.
Right.
You know the nuances of the instrument that you're using. This is an instrument that's
why people don't know how to use the body.
We use it in the sense we use it mechanically, we know, but we don't maintain it. We don't. We have learned about all of this. Yoga just gives you a glimpse of how amazing you are and how blessed you are with this body and how to take care of it. And even if you just maintain it, if the smallest of this thing, how it will sustain smoothly for a prolonged period of time. I think yoga is simplifying everything and slowing down and making the most of this for as long as you can. We are living in a very fast-paced world today. And that's how I was doing myself until I realized, dude, we have a limited number of time on this planet. So why not make it count? Why not relish every moment?
This thing is people are not aware that they have limited time.
Well, I think they are, but they try to put it under the rug, saying that किसी और का हो रहा है, मुझको नहीं होगा. But and we get a jolt when something happens. This is actually a story of our spiritual journey. We are waiting, and we wait. We as they say, live by the day. Day चले गया ठीक है. You know what I'm saying? We are not making progress in the right direction. And even if we are collectively We get swayed by how the society works, what society does. We don't pause and ask ourselves, oh, do I really want to do this?
Right.
Do I really want to do this? Is this what gives me happiness?
Right.
Or is there something more? But you say, what can I do? Time is gone. And then,
right.
It's an interesting thing. I think everybody should take a pause. And you know what? I teach the 21-day program. I realize that everybody knows. Everybody knows what to do. Very few of us do what we know.
That's a deeper thing. So everyone knows what to do,
but very few of us do what we know.
Yeah,
you ask anybody how to live, they'll tell you, don't take stress, stay with the family.
But they don't implement that.
They don't implement because they just don't have the time. They'll say they'll do it tomorrow. They'll do it some other day. They postpone this. I don't know why. I don't know why. And you just have to start taking charge of this body, this breath, this sense, this mind. You are amazing. Every day becomes a blessing.
And you practice yoga every day?
As I said, came to this juncture at a very crucial point where professionally, personally, I was really challenged. I was back against the wall. And by God's grace, I think I walked into this thing. I realized, yoga did not judge me. Yoga said, you know what, come, have a seat, sit down, let's breathe. Let's slow down. Now that you have nowhere to go, you know how.
So yoga taught you
that. Taught you. Yoga did not judge. First of all, said, you know what? I don't care what you have done so far. I don't care. Just come, sit down. I'm not going to ask you anything. I'm not going to ask you to do anything. Just sit. Just sit. No questions asked. Let's quieten down. As if like a friend who you don't need any explanation to. I will take a break here. जा रहे होंगे.
What is happening?
ये वहाँ पे ना we have a free food अन्न ब्रह्म.
अच्छा.
तो वहाँ पर खाना ले जा रहे हैं. एक point of that they will give me.
Yeah, you were talking about slowing down.
That yoga just did that. Yoga said, and I see today how people misunderstand yoga in terms of only asanas and pranayamas and what they understand of meditation. Yoga, our founder said, if you're doing anything to improve yourself as a person, is yoga. Yoga is the science of evolution at a very deeper level. You understand? We have come from hunter-gatherers to this place. It's through yoga. We may not call it yoga, but any progress that you do in terms of mankind is yoga.
Any progress you do in terms of mankind, when you say
moving
like helping
forward.
others,
absolutely. No, anything, any evolution in terms of intelligence, in terms of anything that you're moving forward, becoming a better person collectively, that's yoga. Anything that you do. It is the holistic understanding of yoga is union. Union of your consciousness with the higher consciousness,
right.
Your intelligence with the higher intelligence.
Right.
So the minute you become higher and not go back into becoming smaller,
that is yoga.
That is yoga. And
how will you come to know that you are becoming higher?
Well,
you are elevating yourself.
The idea is when you become more inclusive, not exclusive.
And okay, you go more inward.
Yes,
that's what you mean.
We are, and even outward, we live. See, our senses are outward. When this part of the world understand, we have discovered something called as the mind. We understand the mind. We know where the mind is. We can't place it where it is, but we know that there is so much within us which cannot be pointed. Today we know so much about our anatomy, so much about our brain, right? Yet still, our feelings and emotions are intangible, isn't it? We really don't know why they happen, what happens, and what is the purpose of it all. What is the purpose of it all? Philosophy is inquisitiveness, a little bit of inquiry within ourselves. Who am I? Where am I headed?
So if you can answer that
and at least make an inquiry. Make an inquiry. See, there are people who have left answers.
But nobody knows the answer, right? Who am I?
We have left the path. Our teachers, see, religion, faith, misunderstood today. They have left the path. They are saying this, yes, we are all religion, all faith. Nobody uses the term religion anymore. All faith is about inclusiveness. The minute I become exclusive, when I say I am better than you, that's when the problem starts. I am higher than you.
Comparison part.
That starts. Then I see you as someone else. I don't see you as my brother. I don't see you. I say, you know what? It's okay. You may be different,
Yeah.
but it's fine. You're still my brother.
I did one course under Sadhguru. It's called Bhavaspandana. There's a thing over there. It's a 4-day course. I'm not telling like what is every day, but one incident was where he tells you that whatever you are seeing, whoever you're seeing, it's part of you.
Right. Imagine
Even
that.
small human being, small and big human being. So
it takes a lot
but I
to
can't
even consider that.
Yeah.
Even we can't comprehend this.
Yeah.
We can't comprehend this.
Even I can't imagine that.
Exactly. We can't comprehend. Our teacher used to say, when we study philosophy here, we study Sankhya, we study Yoga Sutra at the Yoga Institute. Our teacher used to say, see, if you don't understand this, that's okay. Because we have not trained our mind that much. We are trying to understand concepts which are beyond our comprehension. Because we don't have the patience to train the mind. See, suppose if you have to understand quantum mechanics, quantum physics, interstellar, things, we can't get it in the beginning.
It takes time.
It takes a little while to understand the basics, make the basics strong, and make our headway into that direction, like math or something, right? For mathematicians, for astrophysicists, it is like simple. It is how it is. But for a lay person who's not that field, he'll say, I don't get it. I'll take you on your face value, but I haven't understood it. And forget understanding. Yoga is experiencing. Yoga is sitting down and going within, and it is, I think, beyond experience. But imagine how esoteric that is. And we are at the basic level, at the asana level. Fine, we can move it, get the body. At the institute, we inculcate body, breath, and the mind. And as we rightly said, you're doing that in any aspect of your life. You're doing yoga. You can experience the sense of meditation when you're running, when you're completely immersed, when you're hiking, when you're gardening, when you're cycling, when you're singing, when you're dancing, when you're playing a sport. It's the state of flow. Many what are these psychologists today are speaking about consciousness studies. What is it? And yoga has spoken about this a long time ago, years ago. We have been speaking about mind and the Atma and the Chitta.
Yeah, Western world is mostly thinking about asana and pranayam mostly, but yoga is more
that's okay. I'm saying I am glad that they have started. I'm glad, and yoga has become very popular in the last 5-6 decades.
During COVID.
COVID definitely, because we say, oh my God, we need to take this body. Suddenly some foreign pathogen is going to do so much to me. I need to build my immunity and all of that. I believe, but then even the West, when they got into yoga, the esoteric spirituality of having something to believe in, the Kundalini and the Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, and the Beatles doing the yoga, Maharishi Yogi, it's quite fascinating. The Indian sciences and the Asian things are quite fascinating for the West, and so be it. Esoteric, you can put Om in the background, sit quietly, do meditation.
That is also fine.
It's brilliant. I'm saying
whatever gives you peace.
Whatever gives you peace.
Exactly.
And it's written in the books. Concentrate on whatever. As long as you are inclusive. As long as you're not judging anybody. As long as it's your own journey.
So the definition of inclusiveness, for me, what you are saying is, you're not judging anyone, you're not comparing yourself with anyone.
It's your journey. It's the journey of your soul. Bhagavad Gita says.
It's not like going in
yoga is a journey of the self, through the self, to the self. People say, oh, okay, fine, whatever that means. We don't have time to delve into this.
Understand the meaning.
Dwell. See, in the Gyan Marga, there is Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasanam, which means you Shravan, hear, read. You may not understand it. First, listen. Just listen. Have the patience to even listen. Then comprehend, try to analyze, ask questions if you have the patience. Then meditate. Once your doubts are clear, then without a shred of doubt, you have to meditate upon that thought. People have understanding. Swami Vivekananda says, many people come to understanding, very few people come to realizing. Understanding is one aspect of it.
Comprehending is another.
Realizing is another.
Yeah.
Understanding, yes, this happened. It's an inferential knowledge. Is it my experience? There are scholars out there. There are scholars who may give this advice. But is it their experience? It takes practice. Yoga is a science of practice. Yoga says sit down. Back straight, let the energy flow, breathe gently, slowly and gradually. Remove the veils of your body, remove the veil of your senses, go to the mind, remove the veils of your fluctuations of the mind, slowly and deeply go, slowly touch upon that thing and experience that. And it's beyond experience actually, because our mind makes everything experience possible through our senses, with our energy. So I think it's a very fascinating subject. for anybody to dwell upon, and it's a huge, vast ocean of knowledge and experience.
Knowledge, yeah.
So you can take as much as you want.
Also, the yoga is like the final goal is to achieve samadhi. Is that the goal of yoga?
Samadhi is a tool. Samadhi is a tool. Samadhi is where yoga begins. So when we say Ashtanga Yoga, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi is a tranquil state of complete absorption. Even then, from there you will start. There are 7 layers.
From
of
there
Samadhi.
you start the...
Start as in there is you start unveiling even deeper layers. Samadhi is where you will come face to face with even more subtler aspects of your mind. Subtler aspects of the essence of things. There are 7 layers of Samadhi. Samprajnat, Asamprajnat, and Vitarka, Ananda. The wonderful, wonderful layers of Samadhi, where you really touch upon that. There are books written and there are things mentioned.
Yeah, the Nama, Niyama, I understand. Then Asana and Pranayam also. Like,
so even this, when we say Ashtanga Yoga, people say Ashtanga Yoga is the 8-fold path. Step by step, Maharishi Patanjali has given us. It is for everybody who has a mind, has the capacity. And he says, depending upon, there are 3 students, he says. They differ in terms of their urge to know, their urge to practice. You understand what I mean? We are at a very, most of us are very basic level. I said, I'll do it when I can. I don't have that intensity of my urge to dwell upon and understand who I am. I am dealing with the world. You know what I'm saying? How many times do I sit quietly and go? So he has a technique for the basic. He has a technique for the intermediate level student. He has a technique for the higher level.
So what is the technique for the basic?
Ashtanga Yoga.
Ashtanga Yoga is basic. Intermediate is?
Kriya Yoga. Tapas, Swadhyaya, Ishwar, Pranidhan.
Okay, which Sadhguru also teaches Kriya Yoga.
I am not very sure of the others. My journey has started, and for some reason, this school taught me, simplified it so much that no other school, I think, is going to tell me anything. So
you learn yoga from here?
Here at the Yoga Institute.
Who was your teacher?
Hansaji.
Hansaji was
the Guru. And all the teachers. I say sometimes, when they say things which are through the books, it is through them which I understand, because every teacher is telling me something he or she has experienced.
Yeah, and the teachers are really nice here. That's
wonderful.
And the second thing is, the yoga is very complex topic.
What happens is sometimes a teacher, if you are ready as a student, you understand what I'm coming at. If you're ready as a student, even the most simplest of the thing which comes through a teacher can become so profound.
Right. If you're ready to absorb the knowledge.
It is said, Swami Vivek, knowledge doesn't come from outside. Knowledge unlocks within you. If you are willing at that moment in time, paying utmost attention to that, it unlocks within you, and you're like, wow. If you have to be ready for that, it may come as a catalyst from outside if you're paying attention. Everything is happening right now around you. As you said, if you're aware, an apple falling can unlock so many things, if you know what I mean. Weren't things falling before Newton saw
it was falling before,
Newton was ready at that moment
to absorb,
to be ready and saying, I am going to dwell deeper into what just happened and unlock the mystery of this phenomena. So if you're willing and ready, and if you have paid enough attention to, there is nothing that you cannot understand. And it is said that knowledge, it is written, knowledge exists for the knower. Like we just heard the plane fly, the principles of aerodynamics were always existing. It took Otto Lilienthal, George Cayley, and Wilbur Wright to dwell upon it, to unlock the mysteries.
So everything is there. Doctor knowledge,
everything,
science, everything is there. Humans can also fly. Maybe that exists.
Absolutely. The idea is how much are we willing to dwell into it.
But somebody has to do some research, right?
Right. There are people who are this thing, urge is there to dwell deeper.
Right.
And so nothing is invented, they say. Everything is discovered.
Right.
And if you have the patience and the willingness,
right,
and the faith, actually, it's written in the books. How do you start? You start with faith. If you don't have faith, nothing works. We are usually doubtful today.
This will not work. This will not work.
The doubt, Saunshaya, it's one of the obstacles on the path of yoga. If you doubt, our teacher says, doubt destroys what faith creates.
But you should not also have faith which you don't believe also. Some people blindfoldly believe something.
faith is a beginner. See, they say we all move forward with faith. A child puts its foot forward in faith. It doesn't know whether it is going to fall or not.
Yeah, child is child.
No, we are children.
They don't apply brain.
Well, in fact, they apply more of their conscious this thing. They move. We all do things with faith, sir. We all do. There is nothing beyond faith. We all do things with faith. We try. We think about it. We do everything with faith. Our faith, we say, is belief. We do things with I believe. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I believe.
I believe that this
and
will
I
happen.
say I believe. I don't believe anything. When I mean that, I say I have a philosophy that I live by. I said I don't have a philosophy. That is your philosophy. We all live by something we believe in.
Right.
Even if I don't believe in anything, I believe there is no God. I believe there is no such thing. I believe we only live once. That is our belief. That is our faith.
Right.
We understand faith in a context of following religion. Nobody uses the term religion anymore, right? They use the word faith.
Right.
And our gurus used to say, faith is not just religion, or religion is not just rituals. Rituals are important. Rituals we do to understand the truth behind the rituals. Rituals are how would we say, behavioral, this thing that we do to understand the truth behind it. So rituals, you are doing things to understand the truth behind that ritual.
Something, yeah. So you are actually defining the religion in a good form. So religion is basically a set of rituals. And then rituals are practices that you, like for example, getting in the morning, giving jal to
the Surya Namaskar, water, earth. We believe so much.
Everything has a reason.
Yes. Gurus say that religion is understanding, realizing the truth behind the ritual.
That's why they say Hinduism is not a religion. It's a way of living.
Well, of course it is. And we connect. We understand that we are blessed. This life, Hindu, the term, we are children of God, that higher reality, Ishwara, which permeates everything. That's why we consider everything sacred. We consider everything sacred. We make everything auspicious. Everything. We see God, this thing of God. The term God is also a term used for that power, that entity, not a he or a she or it.
That one entity.
That one entity, that is so surreal. That is permeating in everything. That is an higher intelligence, which has no time, no sanatan,
no boundary,
endless, omnipresence, infinite, Satchitanand.
I've been to like 50 countries, and whichever country I go, like Peru, Brazil, the previous generation that came, for example, Peru, like Inca Empire came, Mexico, Mayans came. They built temples, beautiful pyramids. I saw temples of Sun Temple over there. I saw chakras also. I saw people sitting in a yoga pose over there. Everything is so linked. I don't know how that is. That happened like 2,000-3,000, and yoga is like 10,000. Nobody knows the age of yoga also, right? They say that Shiva started that, and stuff.
We, as I said, our faith, identifies, gives names and forms to concepts, so that it becomes very easy to relate to. See, abstract idea, our mind is not capable of, until it becomes capable to understand and pray to an abstract form. We always like name and form, like a Shiva or a Vishnu.
Yeah, we give the name to the entity,
and a form, so that I can relate to it. I can relate to it. I can understand.
You can have an image,
and I can every how would I say that, concept, or every ability, or every nuance of that entity I can relate to. The idea is not just to pray. The idea is not just to do ritual. The idea is to imbibe the qualities of that entity in us. Even the ansh is enough.
0.001%.
Yes, even that ansh, because the entity itself is so larger than life. We bow down and say, give us your blessing, give us some entity, some ounce of your energy, bestow upon us, upon me, so that I can, do my duty, do my dharma, do my job, do my responsibility well.
Right.
You guide me.
Right.
We are all looking for that guide.
Right.
We are looking for the guide which is inside you. And yoga introduces you slowly and gradually to these concepts, to just realize that we are on a path, we are on a journey, we are okay. We are okay. Wherever we are, however we are okay.
Got it.
And it introduces to your inner strength, your inner capacity, which is infinite. We don't have that time to understand, okay, I am potentially divine. Yeah, we can start. And as when we start, we can start today, we can start tomorrow, we can start in this life, we can start in next.
When you say inner strength, what does it mean? Like you have more capability than what you can currently do?
Oh, definitely. I believe, it is my humble belief that we do have. And physically, mentally, emotionally, we are capable of a lot.
More things. And how we uncover those capabilities? One thing is like chakras, people say.
Oh yes, that elevate. See, now yoga becomes a state of being. It's a destination. Imagine the paths that you take. Like for example, we are in Mumbai right now. There is a place called as Delhi. We know the destination. So we can go to Delhi in multiple ways. We can go by air, by train, by road. You know, we can go via Gujarat, we can go via Madhya Pradesh, we can go via Calcutta.
Multiple paths.
So every discipline that you follow to reach that is also yoga. So discipline is yoga, destination is yoga. So the path, it could be Ashtanga yoga, it could be Bhakti yoga, it could be Karma yoga, it could be Gyan yoga, it could be Hatha yoga, the Kundalini
anything.
yoga.
That's why they say the destination is the same.
Destination is the same. The discipline.
Some people do Bhakti yoga, they do japa,
oh my God,
mala.
Bhakti, the power of devotion, the power of unconditional devotion.
I have a lot of gurus, they tell me Hare Krishna, Hare
today
Krishna.
Is, of course. So you see God in everything. Unconditional love.
They
Bhakti,
cry also whenever they...
Oh, they connect so much. Meera says in her bhajans, Prem ke rang mein aise dubi, aap bani mein sham. That's becoming the God. Prem ke rang mein aise dubi, aap bani mein sham. These words we have to understand.
Aap bani mein sham. Matlab
I became Krishna. I became Sham. Hanuman, today's Saturday, Hanumanji says, there's a story of him, looking for Rama in everything. He says, what is this? Is not good. There is no Ram in this. He said, what are you talking about? Do you have Ram within you? He says, and there is a story where he shows that it's just a story to tell me that my Ram resides at my inner core.
Right.
So that's Bhakti Yoga. That's Gyan Yoga, there is Ashtanga Yoga, Yoga of the mind, there is Karma Yoga, Karma of action. So, yeah.
There's different forms of yoga. So, I know you learned your... did you do any yoga teaching before Yoga Institute or this is the...
No.
Was
I came here to sort myself out. I'm very happy and very thankful to the grace of God that I was given the opportunity by the Institute to stay back and share my humble learnings and knowledge. Just sharing as much as I can, as much as I know, which is very limited. There are wonderful people out there. I sometimes see on the social media platforms such incredible people sharing their knowledge who are much deeper in terms of philosophy or in terms of their physiology as well. I have just started my journey a few years back and still very, very grateful.
It looks like you have been doing it for so many years.
I just hope, and whoever comes on my path, or I am very happy that you and me also have walked on this path for a few days, and it has been very endearing. I learn from every person who talks to me. I believe, so it's very happy. And I think that as an entity or as a concept, if you understand a little bit of spirituality, a little bit of calming down, a little bit of inclusiveness, Ansama, our founder and our teacher, says that yoga is learning how to live holistically, moving forward collectively. So I believe that everybody needs that little bit of earthing, grounding, to know how strong you are, to know how capable you are.
That's what yoga has taught you.
Oh, absolutely. This little bit of anxiety and this hyperness and this urgency. Oh, absolutely. You're moving, inching forward every day, every breath. You are inching forward. Every instance, every asana, every practice. See, yoga is discipline. The first sutra is Atha Yoga Anushasanam. Anushasan, shasan, sit down, practice. We said this, practice ensures progress. With no practice, you regress. You practice good things, you will move forward. You practice the wrong things, you will move forward in that direction.
In wrong direction.
So whatever you practice, you progress.
Right.
You practice cunningness, you practice malice, you practice
Black
wrong
magic.
thing, everything. You progress in that path. You practice loving, kindness, forgiveness, inclusivity.
You move in that direction.
You move in that direction. Whatever you practice, you become good at. So it depends on what you are willing to practice.
So what yoga has changed your life in this coming years?
Oh,
Like
wow.
what is groundedness?
Oh yes, very much. Every day becomes a miracle. Every day becomes an opportunity. You understand the value of things. I am happy for people who are ambitious in a certain direction. They have a reason for doing what they are doing. I have just realized at this juncture in my life that I couldn't have been more happier than I am today. The day I lost everything, then I became dejected. Yoga told me, you already have everything that you want.
Can you tell me a little bit about that? Like when you were feeling low in your life, what was that situation?
As I said, professionally, personally, I came to a juncture, like almost at the end of the road, and really down and out, with no purpose, absolutely no purpose to continue, no purpose to continue. I said, what just happened? Where do I find? What did I do wrong? And it was a very challenging phase. But yet still inside there is a glimmer of hope, thankfully, which says, you know what, you don't give up on your entire life. Let's see. You're dealing and when somebody approaches me saying that they are going through a challenging phase, I believe, I understand it becomes very challenging. When you are dealing with something and you feel helpless and powerless and nothing works. I have seen that phase very closely. And I said, have patience, breathe, sit down, stay. Things are moving, breathe. Just stay, have patience, have faith, have patience, have faith, have patience, have faith.
Like
with
a lot
that
of people
quietness, with that silence, when you understand, things fall into place. When you breathe well, things quieten down.
Exactly. A lot of people are feeling depressed and stressed in this world.
I know.
Like
for example, that depression, that lowness, how you bring them out? I say, move your body. See, I understood that there is a circle. Like your thoughts affect your emotions. Your emotions affect your energy. Your energy affect your action. Your actions affects your situation. Isn't it? Your thoughts affect your emotions.
It starts with thoughts.
It's the thoughts.
That's
and you have to be very careful of what you think, because sometimes the mind is so thinking, churning, and you're not able to stop your mind. It happens. So you control your mind with your energy. What I mean by energy is your breathing. Are you understanding? When I say what energy, how do I control it? Quieten down. Quieten the energy down.
I've seen that if you are feeling stressed, your energy pattern, your breathing pattern changes. So you have to be mindful on that.
Absolutely. So you can control your breath.
Yeah.
Right? You can. At least for a while. It becomes challenging. So it is, our rishis found out, our yogis found out that mind goes for a toss, my breath goes for a toss. My breath goes for a toss, my body, system, organ, everything goes for a toss. My breath is the bridge between my body and my mind. So I can control my body through my breath. I can control my mind through my breath. In
Bhagavad Gita also it says, right? So mind, basically the horses are kind of mind or something, and then you control them. The senses are the mind. The senses. Your senses are this thing. Moving and not. You have to control the chariot. You have to control the horses. Right. The senses are important. Senses are very subtle body. Yeah, 5 senses. Yeah. Look at the Ashtanga Yoga. So you do your yamas, which are your restrictions or restraints. Yeah. Then you come to your social yama, the niyamas, that is Saut, Santosh, Tapas, Svadhyaya, Ishwar. Then you come to the body, asanas. Then you come to pranayama, which is energy. Then you come to pratyahara, which are your senses. Then you come to the realm of the mind, dharana. Keeping your mind, desha bandha chittasya dharana. Keeping your mind at one place for a prolonged period of time. I don't see any other book which is in my which has explained it so simply. It is like hand-holding you, giving you technique after technique. If you read the Yoga Sutras, they are so profound. They are so simple, almost like formulas for every problem. You have been set with a problem, right? Maharishi Patanjali will say, add this. If this is not happening, apply this. If that is not happening, apply this. It's incredible. It's incredible, the Yoga Sutras. Can you give some example? If this thing is not happening, then apply what? So, for example, he'll say, Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Control the fluctuations of the mind. How to do that? He says practice, abhyas and vairagya.
He says that is not happening, do Ishwar Pranidhan. And to facilitate this, he has given a Shraddha, Virya, Smriti, Samadhi. Shraddha, faith. Faith will give you energy. If that is not happening, do your tapa. For the medium, as I said, the medium level, do tapa, swadhyay and Ishwar Pranidhan. If that is not happening, in between he will say, do how to purify the chitta. He will give you techniques like Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, Upeksha. I am amazed. He says Maitri for friendliness. Develop friendliness towards people.
These terms, I know they were taught to me in the TTC, but I forgot. Can you tell a little bit about?
So Maitri, he says friendliness. Develop a friendly attitude towards everybody. To the people who are sukhi, who are happy. People bring karuna, little bit of compassion, empathy towards people who are dukhi. Imagine, he gives you techniques towards society and the segments of the society. Sukha, dukkha, punya, apunya. He says people who are happy, be friendly. People who are not happy, be kind to them, compassionate. Yeah. He says mudita, people who are punya, people who are actually doing religious, be complacent towards them. Be happy. Develop a sense of goodwill towards them.
But isn't it a basic thing like common sense?
That exactly? And he says, now this is very tricky. Upeksha towards people who are apunya, sinners, or people who do bad in the society. It becomes very easy for us to say, oh, you know what, he's bad and he deserves this. And I start having negative emotions towards it. He said, no, that is not your job. Be indifferent towards people who are apunya. Upeksha. I said, that's not my job. I am not going to harbor negative emotions on your account. So what you have done, it's your doing.
What if somebody has done bad on you?
That's what. Can you have...
Should we take a revenge?
Revenge, see, there are systems which are... Now, revenge or justice, there are two separate things. Revenge is a very personal thing, whereas justice is compassionate. It is to be done. Right. A person who has harmed someone needs to be... Now, see, we can get into this bigger conversation now.
But this is all yoga.
Right. There is a difference between justice and revenge. Justice and revenge are two separate things. You harbor revengeful attitude, right? Or, justice are two separate things. Are you willing to forgive? Is a choice.
Right, that's your choice.
That's a choice, right? Are you revenge? What will you take? An eye for an eye?
Yeah.
Will you say, oh, my hand, your hand?
Yeah.
Or you will say, you know what?
I forgive you. Yeah. But which is very hard to do.
You say hard. I'm glad you're saying hard and not impossible. I start my class saying that. Somebody says, sir, it is difficult. I said, I'm glad you're saying it is difficult. And you did not start by saying it is impossible. Because what you just said is you blocked your progress. When you say impossible. Right, you've already told your mind, you know what, I'm not even going to try.
Yeah.
When you say it is hard, you say, you know what, I can try. When you say difficult, and I say change the word, call it challenging. You say it is challenging.
Yeah. I can
you understand how you change? Words have associations.
From higher to lower.
You change. You say impossible. You've already put yourself into a block. Your mind will repeat that. You said it's impossible. That's why you're not even putting your 100%. Because you've already put that doubt. I don't think it will work.
Right.
When you say, I don't think it will work, you will not give your 100%.
Right. So, coming back to the topic of like you teaching classes. So, when you were, like you mentioned, when you were down, you started coming to yoga as a student maybe, right? And then at what point of time did you decide you want to be the teacher?
No, I don't think I decided. It just came. You become, I don't think myself as a teacher. I look at myself as a facilitator or just a person who's willing to share. Teaching yoga is an entirely separate thing. I practice, I share my practice. You cannot explain what you have not experienced.
So whatever you explain, you have already experienced.
You have to experience it to explain it well. You can't teach what you don't practice. You can't, it's not a verbatim thing. It's not instruction. Our teacher says, you don't share your instructions anybody can give. Like I've been in, you can give like a drill, you know what I'm saying? Task, no. Yoga is about sharing your energy. Yoga is about making the student, inspiring the student to go deeper into their practice.
I feel like yoga instructors are also motivated. They are
oh yes. I believe I have to make you believe in your practice. I have to make you pay attention to the nuances that you may missing. Like just showing you the path. But walking you have to do. I can guide you once in a while, because I can see to a teacher. I believe you be the guiding light to the student who is willing to walk, and you have to inspire. So that, see, I believe there is a difference between a preacher and a teacher.
Right.
Preaching comes very easy. Teaching is to inspire.
Right.
And I have been inspired by my gurus over here.
You take classes also?
I do. From morning to evening at the Yoga Institute. I've been blessed to teach the asanas, meditation, stress management, theory, Yoga Sutras, the 21-day program. I feel blessed that way, that I get the opportunity to share this wonderful knowledge of well-being to as many people as I can.
Nice.
So it becomes really, really rewarding.
And do you take classes by yourself? Like, yoga is a journey, right?
I would love to, but I don't get my learning happens in the class itself. But my learning happens when I read. I would love to be in a class where any teacher is, there's another thing to do it under the trained eye, because sometimes you practice so much. Once you have learnt it well, all that requires is abhyas. And that practice also you have to pay attention
every day.
Every day.
So you have your me time also where you practice in the morning?
Yes, I try to. As much as I can. Otherwise, Hansama, our director, says, you are always practicing yoga. You're always practicing yoga. Always. Wherever you are doing something. Some yoga, Atha yoga. Now what can you do? You have, I believe we should make time for yourself. Whether it is half an hour, 40 minutes.
Right. I feel like yoga is a very powerful thing. Like, it should be taught in our school days.
It is actually, if you look at it, nowadays, I think it is a mandate right now. I think the Indian government is making it a mandate to have yoga teachings as a part of the school curriculum. But we do learn in the school actually, some part of it. Every school does.
For me, I learned when there was a trend of Baba Ramdev.
Baba Ramdev ji, yes.
Yeah.
He has been very elemental in taking yoga to the masses. Now it has become a big force. Yoga has taken many dimensions. People are still, it can also get a little confusing now. Can become very confusing. Which yoga should I follow? What should I do? Where should I start? How much should I inculcate?
On that, so if a practitioner has to go and start a yoga, what do you recommend?
If you have the willingness and the patience, if you take a course, like for example, one of the courses that we have, the 21-day program, which introduces you to the beautiful 21 days. We say that it takes 21 days to form a habit. Whether it does or not is to say 21 days is a significant time. It takes a longer duration. Somebody says 60, somebody says 90.
6 months,
6 months, somebody says years. So as I usually, every day in and out, I say people make yoga a habit and not a hobby. Don't do it when you feel like it. In fact, do it when you don't feel like it. That's when you break the pattern of your mind.
You train your mind.
Train your mind.
Mind says, okay, we'll not do today.
I know.
But you are like,
we don't take an off. At the Yoga Institute, there is no off day. We are always 365 days. We don't take a break from breathing, do you? You take no, we don't. Yoga is inculcated. Yoga is a part of your life. There is no doing yoga. There is becoming yoga. There is no doing yoga. You are yoga. You are always you're
not doing yoga.
You say a kind word to a stranger. You are doing yoga. Come on. How simple can you get? You become a kind. You open a door for an old lady.
That
you are
yoga.
Doing yoga. Come on. Can it become
being
any basic
humble,
than that? Come on. You give your seat to a lady. I believe you're already doing yoga. My friends say, you have become a yoga teacher, teach us something. I said, you know what? Start by being a kind person. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to people around you. I'm so sorry about this.
No, that's fine. You can pick it up if you want.
No,
I can edit.
I'm so sorry. My phone is always on silent. My phone is always on silent.
It's totally fine. You can pick it up if you want.
No. I'm so sorry about this. So
you're talking about yoga.
I'm saying be kind. It starts. That's the thing. The beauty about yoga is sometimes people do it without unknowingly. There are people who are practicing yoga, but they are far from yoga. Yoga does 5 things. That's the penultimate. Yoga, when you're practicing, how do you know you're doing yoga? It does 5 things. It removes your ignorance. It removes your ego. It reduces your attachment. It reduces your anger, and it reduces your fear. The
It
5
happens
kleshas.
automatically.
Absolutely.
Whatever you mentioned, it's happening to me because I've been doing
5 kleshas. The penultimate, the benchmark or this thing of your yoga is the 5 kleshas. How do you know you're progressing? Your ignorance coming down about yourself, avidya, your asmita, your ego is becoming balanced. Your ego, I-ness will come down. Your raga, your attachment towards things, mind will come down. Your dvesha, your dislikes, I don't like, I hate this, that will reduce. Your fear, penultimate fear will come down. You will not fear. I tell my friends, I tell my students, yoga makes you fearless. Fearless. That's the penalty. You become fearless. There is no anxiety. What death? What death? As I am here, I am bestowed. My gratitude towards every breath is so much. What more would I ask for? I'm here.
I think the biggest
that's
fear
yoga.
is the death.
I know that's ultimate. Even the wisest, the book says, even the wisest have is if I die,
it's fine. And also another fear which I think people is not our death but our loved ones' death.
That's attachment. That's attachment. We can talk about this attachment. That's about, we know, and we know, as I said, everybody knows we are not here forever. But we put it under the rug. We'll say, when it will come, I'll face it. But if you're already aware of it all the time, you live fully. You do the right thing. I said, no.
So you spend more time with your loved ones.
Absolutely. Not the idea of understanding that idea of anitya bhavana, the idea of impermanence makes us love life more. I love my time with my family, my friends, my loved ones. I said,
exactly.
Love, you know
people like spend like 9 to 5 job till 50, 60 and then they think like they will enjoy
somebody,
their life.
I think, you know what, I don't remember. I saw it in your podcast. One gentleman was talking. I remember he says work-life.
Yeah, work-life balance.
I said, what work-life? And I remember it so well. He says, what life? The life is one. There is no work-life. There is no work-life. There is life only.
Right.
You're considering work as if there is no life there. So you consider life separately and work separately. I said, and it really got me thinking. People think and talk like that, but there is no such. There is only life. My work is my life.
Everything is revolving
my life
around.
Is my work.
Work is part of
life.
Life
Is life. There is no demarcation. It's my life, my work. How is that possible?
Exactly. Yeah.
So we have made these terms in the system. I believe, and I genuinely believe, yoga. If you inculcate yoga philosophy, there are 3 aspects, sir. Physiology, psychology, philosophy. Our director Hansaji says. So there is like I give this example. If you know how to drive a car, you know, everybody knows how to drive a car, and not many people know how a car works. Now, if you have a car and you know how it works, what will you do?
I will start driving.
Right. Yeah. Now that comes very naturally to us, right? But that's half the answer. What is the complete answer?
I will start driving and go to take speed and stuff like
take speed. See, you're going there, but you're still not giving me the answer. You're driving and driving it fast, driving carefully. All of that is okay. What are you going to do?
Go from point A to point B.
Exactly. Destination. If you don't know where you're going, you will drive in circles. You may enjoy it.
Right.
But you're not actually going anywhere. The purpose of a car is to take you from A to B.
Right.
You may enjoy, you may do whatever, you may just drive. That's okay. But it's not solving the purpose.
Right.
If you go down to the basics, what I mean by that is we have a body and a mind, and there is a purpose to this body and this mind.
Go from point A to point B.
And inch forward in that direction. How far we go, we know. We want this body and mind to be healthy. Today there is mental wellness, physical wellness. We are using yoga just for that. But what are we going to do with this healthy mind? What are we going to do with this healthy body? We are just going to live and experience life. One gentleman said it very nicely. Why do you want a healthy body? So that I can perform my duties as a person. That's karma yoga. That's karma yoga for us. I want this body. I want a healthy body so that I can perform my duties as a brother, as a son, as a father.
But with karma yoga, can you achieve the end state of yoga, which is samadhi?
Why not? You cannot. Imagine. In fact, the entire thing, entire Hindu pantheon and entire Hindu philosophy is about karma based on dharma. Everybody believes in the karma cycle. In the karma cycle, that we have multiple lives, that we are going to come back based on our karma.
Whatever we are doing,
we are getting whatever we are getting based on our karma. If it is good, life is good, you did something well. If life is challenging, you did something not so good. That's why life is challenging. And through this challenge, do we do something, we come out stronger, or do we even regress further? So what will we do now will have an effect on our
next birth, right? Or whatever.
So now when we start doing things in the right manner,
things happen.
That karma shay, that entire baggage of karma will reduce, and we will free ourselves. We'll escape.
There's a lot of, like, coming back to the topic, like when I ask you, when a person is starting a yoga, you mentioned 21 days is a good program.
Oh, it's a beautiful program.
And then after 21 days, I also did 21 days. Then I did the TTC,
Right.
which is a teacher training course. Also, there's a lot of yogas out there. Like there's beer yoga, there's goat
dear.
yoga, there's hatha yoga, ashtanga yoga is a standard thing.
Right.
But there's like hot yoga also.
Yes.
Bikram yoga, which is hot yoga. What do you have say on that?
I wouldn't. I usually tell my participants, I said, I will refrain from commenting on what others do. How do they see things? Whether it is good or not good, as I only say, people seek novelty. People seek novelty. We all do. It's in psychology, or it's called hedonic adaptation. Hansama says you have to find novelty in routine. Yoga is doing the same thing, same basic thing over and over again till you break through. It's like Bruce Lee saying, "I'm not afraid of the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once. I'm afraid of the man who has practiced one kick 10,000
times." Yeah.
It goes a lot. There is a lot of deeper philosophy there. When you make yoga, like a beer yoga or a goat yoga or a aerial yoga or a aqua yoga, we are seeking novelty. We are seeking decoration. We are seeking just the outer. Yoga is not outside out. Yoga is outside in. Believe me, yoga is outside in.
What does it mean, outside in?
You go in your asana is not to master the posture. Asana is to use the posture to master yourself. Asana is not to master the posture. There are no basic, intermediate and advanced asanas. There are asanas which you can do and asanas which you need practice in. And I say there are no intermediate, basic, intermediate and advanced. There are asanas that you can perform and asanas that you need practice in. And the purpose of asana at the end of the day, whatever asana you
master
do,
yourself,
is to come and sit in a meditative posture and go inside.
So for example, if somebody is doing tree pose, that is one asana.
Oh, yes.
And while doing tree pose, you have to go inwards.
And imagine, tree pose, how long can you sit in the tree pose? How long can
a normal human being, 30 seconds, 20 seconds.
Right?
But if you are master, then it takes...
How long? Imagine if you make that asana your meditation asana.
So you can meditate in any asana, Shirsasana also.
If you are capable and if you believe, see, meditation is keeping your spine erect. So you say Sukhasan, Padmasan, Vajrasan, Siddhasan, Swastikasan. You do it in Sthita Prarthanasan. You've seen Rishis doing meditation in Vrikshasan. One leg you stand, go deeper inside, use the body, completely immerse yourself. You remove the equation, you remove the body from the equation. You have trained yourself. Tato Dvandvani Bhighat is what you achieve. It says you go beyond the body. Right. You use the body to go beyond. Your body is taken care of. The body is just not there. And you're going deeper and deeper. Today we use the body. You're doing asanas just to see how good it looks.
Right. Just taking photos.
Imagine, I take a picture in a warrior pose. Do I feel like a warrior? I know who is a warrior? Who protects the weak. Do I feel like a person who is going to protect the weak? Are you understanding what I'm coming at?
So understand the meaning.
Meaning of the asana.
Yeah.
Am I Vajrasan? Veerasan? Am I feeling like that warrior who is going to protect the weak? Little nuances. We are doing it because it looks cool. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Also, there's different institutions out there.
Yes.
I know.
So coming back to your, I'm sorry to cut you. Coming back to your other people who do the hatha yoga or this thing, they are looking at physical.
They're looking at advantage, because some people think yoga is boring one.
Oh yes, a lot of people think yoga is
sitting
boring.
In one asana, they go to gym and all because they feel like,
I can't. Gym people, they say I can't do yoga. Yoga is very slow for me.
That's why they go for beer yoga.
And yeah, they want. Oh my God, I don't even know. Somebody told me men in the West are not very comfortable doing yoga, and therefore they have invented. They feel yoga is for weak people. And they want to pump.
They don't have muscles.
Yeah. And they don't believe in that. But they want the advantage of calming down. They want that anxiety. So they have invented Broga. brothers doing yoga, apparently. I don't know.
Bro,
So there is beer yoga, there is broga, there is goat yoga, there is something. I am okay with these people who
invent these
no,
things.
I am saying you toying around, yoga
Whatever
doesn't mind.
gives you calmness.
I don't think it even gives calmness. How can beer yoga give you? How can
Beer
hot
yoga is separate.
right? How can goat yoga? This is just a novelty that you are using yoga. Like spirituality has become a business today. Whatever comes, you know what? People are into yoga nowadays. People do yoga for years and they give up because I've done it all. Now I do the headstand. What more? What more? I want to go forward now. Now I'm going to do something else. Now I'm going to do something else. Now I'm going to do something else.
People hurt themselves also.
Oh, of
if
course
they're not flexible, they should listen to their body.
That's
and
there.
I've seen people hurting their back.
I know. In the wrong posture. It says yoga done in the wrong manner can hurt you. There are people who do yoga for 10 years and still far away from yoga. The people, it's challenging to understand that they are not ready for it. They're not ready to take the inner journey.
Right.
And it takes, for whatever reason, I am saying it's okay. Do whatever you want to. Do whatever makes you feel happy. As long as you're becoming you're becoming nice, quiet, kind, inclusive. It makes you sleep well at night. There is less agitation. You're hale and hearty, healthy in the body, healthy in the mind. I believe do as what you please.
What do you feel about the Isha Foundation? I also love their courses.
I see many in the country. There are stalwarts, as I said, many people who are being a beacon of light for many people to follow, people to make understand how yoga can be helpful. There are wonderful people out there. I mean, we can have a long list of people who are teaching their own, I don't know how to say, their own brand of yoga, if I may say. I believe we all doing whatever they are doing, we find our guru. Each guru will share their experiences, right? Every acharya finds a flow, finds a nuance, how they have experienced, and they explain what they have experienced. Right. Now, you get that with that person, or then you feel, no, maybe I still need a little more. Then you.
So it depends upon who you connect to.
You connect.
So everyone is fine,
right?
Whatever they're doing.
I believe they are. Yeah. As I said, each and every person who claims to have known something, it is to the student to understand whether he is getting what he's seeking.
That knowledge or not.
Are you understanding? Yeah. Buddha went, when he left his house, he went to a philosopher. He learned it. He didn't get his answer. He went on his own journey. So you can gather all the information. At the end of the day, you have to practice and ask yourself. And like one Swami said, no, we are seeking answers. He says, what is your question? What are you seeking answers for? Do you even have a question?
Right.
We say we are seeking answers. What are you seeking answers for?
Yeah.
Because what is your question? Do you have a question? What is that you want? Period. I'm telling you, period. What is that you want? Can you put a finger on that? And when you put a finger on that, what are you going to do to inch forward in that direction? What do you want?
Right.
I don't know. We are always lost. What is that you want?
So is that a question that we should be asking ourselves?
Yeah.
Like, what do you want actually, and who you are?
Right. Absolutely. Do we even have time for that? I said, you know what? This entire
we are busy with our life.
So I said, okay, you know what? I have here this life. Whoever has bestowed me, I'm going to do my duty. Or there is a philosophy who tells me that I should do my duty. I should be a kind, gentle, loving human being. I am the this thing of God. I have the ansh of God. I have an atma. I have a soul. Otherwise, you know what? Nothing else. I'm just going to be doing whatever I'm going to do. That's one philosophy. You live only once. What should I do? How should I do? How should I live my life?
What are different philosophies in yoga when you touch philosophy subject for yoga?
Yes. So yoga is a science. Yoga, if you go to universities, yoga is taught as a philosophy. Philosophy is what? Quest for truth. Quest for truth. I believe a code for living. Right? Love for truth. Philosophy comes from a Greek word, search of truth. And my truth, what I believe in.
Like Sankhya Yoga is one philosophy.
Oh my goodness, Sankhya. Okay. If we have less time, I want you to say this. This is something which is very, very important. Mahabharata, Bhishma tells Yudhishthira in the Mahabharata, Sankhya samam jnanam nasti, yoga samam balam nasti. There is no philosophy like Sankhya, and there is no power like yoga.
It says that. So yoga was invented before Mahabharata.
Much before. Oh, yoga was invented before Mahabharata. Rig Veda says, Yud Jayate Ananyeti Yoga. Coming together of what? Imagine you are inching towards yourself. You merging with yourself. And you say, what do you mean by that? You merging with yourself. Yujjayate ananyeti yoga. You becoming yourself. You becoming. Right now we are separate away. We're thinking, I am this body. I am my feelings. No, you are. And you have to make that journey inward. And that journey itself is yoga. And you are going to experience yoga. They say, Vina yoga, devopina mukti labhate, which says the gods that you consider as high, they have gotten their powers or their this thing because of yoga. So, Vina yoga, devopina mukti labhate. Whatever, anybody becoming anything more is yoga.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Anything more. A child learning, inching forward, our mind expanding, we understanding things. And now what we do, we understand outward things. We say, oh my God, there is a beautiful world within me as well. And I'm going to use the outside to go inside. They say, from Saguna Brahman to Nirguna Brahman. So the journey to the unknown and the invisible has to be made through the known and the visible.
Right.
So when we say outside out, use the asanas. Use the asanas to go inside.
It's very deep topic, like it's very deep. It's easy to say than to be done.
So use the asanas to go inside.
So just hold the asana for longer time.
And go inside.
And go inside. When you say go inside, what does it mean go inside?
Subtle body. From the, so like Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha. These are sheets.
These are different forms of layers of body.
Bodies that we have.
Right.
Imagine going inside.
So we have to go more layer in.
Inward. It's a journey. I don't know whether people have the patience, first of all, to take that.
So first of all, you bring a lot of knowledge like this, right? So this is an aura which I feel like when I was a student of you last year, that I've not seen, like there's a lot of teachers out there.
Right.
But coming up with that kind of knowledge is very difficult. I'm saying everyone is different.
What happens is when you know this, your outside becomes more quieter and calmer.
So I feel like you are more quieter and calm from outside, and you also have a lot of knowledge inwards, and you don't feel like ego, something like you feel humble and grounded.
Absolutely, you accept. Imagine when you become stronger, they say like all the time, a strong person is the one who can forgive.
Yes.
Right. So I'm stronger from inside, physically.
And this is yoga taught you, or you were there before like this?
I wasn't there. I would say yoga, the philosophy of yoga told me or pointed in the direction saying that there are 3 pains. Sankhya says our entire this thing is to take care of the 3 pains. What are 3 pains? We want to get rid of the pains. Adhyatmic pain, Adi Bhautik pain, Adi Daivik pain. Pain caused by self. We ourselves causing pain. We do a lot. Pain caused by someone else, like a mosquito bite or from outside.
We don't have any control.
Or somebody else. Or pain caused by nature, so-called unknown.
Earthquake.
Like example, the pandemic or the flood or the earthquake. We don't know. Not another person. Right. A person cannot cause the earthquake. Point. And our job is to take care of these pains. Philosophy is understanding deeper that all pain comes from within.
Right.
All frustration comes from within. All anger, negative emotions come from within. And not negative. Anger actually can be motivation. Sadness can be a teaching. Fear can be protection. So all of this, the idea is to become balanced inside. Samatvam yoga uchite. Krishna tells Arjuna. A person who is calm and quiet in both happiness and in sorrow is a yogi.
Right.
He tells Arjuna, slay the demons. Slay the people without anger. Do it because it's your duty.
That's karma yoga.
I'm sorry.
That's karma.
Yes. Therefore, when you say karma, and Arjuna is a pragmatic, he's a warrior. He asks so many deep questions. That is duty. And then he knows that it is my duty to fight. Fight is what we have to do. Fight. You understand the word fight is a very this thing. But we
fight
are
is not actual fight
actually
for
fighting.
us.
Fighting is fighting. Fighting our urges. Fighting our egos. Fighting our lust. Fighting our wrong desires.
Some things are very difficult to fight against, but yeah, we have to fight.
Fighting our habits, fighting our sanskaras. Fight is all we are doing.
Some people are into senses, they are like ruled by senses. Some people rule senses.
Of course, that's the thing. When Krishna tells Arjuna that your body or your mind is the rath, you are the charioteer, the senses are the horses. If you want your mind to go to a certain place and your horses are not in your place, your senses will drag you all the places, and your mind wants to go there. Senses are so powerful. They will drag a big man and make them break their oath and take them into one direction. A big man with the subtle senses can be dragged into a sweet shop when he doesn't even want to have that.
Right.
A big man can get up, a person, I'm just giving an example, 3 o'clock in the morning, you have the urge of something. He will drive across the city to have that, I don't know, sweet or ice cream.
Right.
He has the feeling. And we have catered to our senses. We don't even know whether we are hungry. Our body is actually satiated. It is for the senses that we eat.
Right.
Boom.
Right.
And that is such a wonderful direction, and it is such a plethora of things that are put down. But we can start with the body. Is the first gross element that you can train. And through this
making the body disciplined.
Yes. And through that you go inside. Through that you go inside. Through that you train your breath. Through that you train your senses. Through that you train your mind. So therefore, asana, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana.
Samadhi, yeah, that is true. A lot of topics we covered about, and yoga is a very deep topic, and we can keep on going and going. Can you tell me a little bit about the Yoga Institute, what this Yoga Institute is about, and when this was formed, who started it, and maybe we can show it later on.
The Yoga Institute is the oldest yoga center in the world. It was formed by our founder Sri Yogendra Ji. We started in the year 1918 in Mumbai, and
1980. So
1918,
18. Okay.
105 years almost running now. And we started in a place in Warsaw. We are currently based in Santa Cruz, Mumbai.
Just one branch.
Yes, no. It's the global headquarters, as we call it. We have a branch in Delhi, Rishikesh,
I see.
Raipur,
But
Goa.
there's one in Rishikesh also.
Yes. We have branches across the world. We have in France, in Thailand, in, I believe, I'm not very sure the location in America. So we part the classical yoga, the way it is there in the books. We simplify it. Yoga is an esoteric knowledge. People think it is beyond. We teach householder yoga. We don't push yourself. We say, do it as much as you can. Take the benefit of the asanas. The extreme asanas, advanced asanas as they call it, we may not even indulge it. You say, no, it's not required. You may do it at your own practice, but at the basic level, just do the basics well.
At least start doing something, and that's what you do.
That's what you do.
Whatever I see students do, those are like household.
People want to jump into the advanced asanas very quickly. You don't understand that if you do the basics, you are ready for the advanced anyways.
Just start with the basics, and
then
you
make your basics strong. The advanced are just simply there.
Right.
Just simply there, and there are no advanced asanas. As I said, basics and just moving into. There is a purpose of asana, sir. It is about keeping the abdomen healthy, spine healthy, arms and legs healthy. That's it. That's simple. The purpose of asana is to become hale and hearty, and that shivering, the anxiety in the body that has to be calmed down. You start at the body. Yoga is about being still. It's like they say, like muddy waters when made to stand still become clear.
Right.
It's about becoming still. Still in the body, still in the senses, still at that core level, and then you still the mind.
Right.
That's simple. Your mind, they say, as your breath moves, so does your mind. Chale vate, chale chitta. Right? To control the mind, you need to control the breath. To control the breath, you need to sit straight. Keep your spine erect. To sit straight, you need to do your asanas. That's how simple it is.
Right.
You need to understand the purpose of that, and that's what we teach at the Yoga Institute.
There's a lot of courses like stress management.
Oh yes. Today
TTC.
We have people choosing and picking. So I want meditation. I don't want asanas. I want asanas. I don't want philosophy. I want stress management.
So they can do whatever they want.
Whatever they want to choose and pick. We have non-teachers training programs, and we have teachers training programs, which is basic, intermediate, and advanced. These are internationally certified yoga teachers. We believe that there is a need and this thing for people to understand this philosophy. And our founder was of this thing that as many people come and learn in the right manner, in the right fashion, the core of yoga with the most basic, instead of jumping into the big bandwagon, understand the basic, make your basic strong, your foundation strong, and then see how your structure becomes stronger.
Right.
To
And the
deepen your
more
roots.
deeper you, like for example, I did 200 hours.
Right.
You can go more like 300, 500, 900
Yes.
hours. And the more you go in, the more knowledge you acquire. Because
Absolutely.
and also after 900, there will be, I know,
There will
infinite
be
knowledge also.
forever. You can keep on practicing forever. You can keep on learning. The idea is to practice, not just to know. Yoga is not a dinner table conversation.
Right.
Yoga is
It's
practice.
not like one day you are
No,
done.
you're not. It's not talk. Yoga, our Rishi says, forget talk, come and sit now and try to go inside.
What are some of the books that you recommend, or what you have read also for
One
yoga?
of the interesting book is Yoga for All at our institute, which is the most simplest. If you
It's
anybody
there in the
wants to-
bookstore also.
It's there in the bookstore. It's there available online as well. If you want to understand the holistic this thing of yoga, there is Swami Vivekananda's book of Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Gyan Yoga,
I've
and
read
Raj
that,
Yoga. It's a compilation. At
There's
the
a-
institute, our founder has written books on meditation, which is very, very simplified techniques. As I said, go with the basics. Find a wonderful teacher, somebody who understands the nuances, and start somewhere.
I read this book called The Autobiography of a Yogi. But the problem was that English is very hard to understand.
All right.
But I read that book. It's really awesome.
I think it is interesting. Some of the gurus of who have paid the path for us, they say, I was listening to a gentleman say, geniuses leave clues. What I mean that is, if you read about a person who has walked the path, you pick up traits. Why do we read the autobiography of a yogi or books of Swami Vivekananda? Also, they have laid the path. They have done what they have done. They leave clues for us to follow.
Right.
I think Jim Quick is a gentleman. He's a brain coach. He says geniuses leave clues. They leave clues for people who are walking their path to follow.
Right.
So I believe, and our rishis who have written down the Yoga Sutras, they have left clues for us, for all mankind to dwell upon. And whoever is willing can find an incredible treasure, like of life itself. I don't know how can you summarize this thing. The beautiful knowledge of the universe is within you.
Right.
And all this the beautiful world that we have inherited, it is our responsibility to save it. We can't be selfish. Karma Yoga you spoke about, the idea of Karma Yoga is because we are
not
selfish.
To be selfish.
Is not to be selfish. Today, everything that we do is for me and myself. It's about, is it for us and ourselves? Every person at the Yoga Institute doing something is helping the entire mankind move forward. Our conversation, what you're doing right now, is somebody is watching. I believe we are doing our 2-bit. What Sadhguru ji does, Baba Ramdev ji does, I think somewhere, whatever the personal reasons may
the
be,
community.
Yes, I am somewhere, I am keeping this knowledge, Brahma Vidya, not knowledge, not occupational knowledge. This knowledge that we are talking about is Brahma Vidya, the highest of the knowledge. And if you are somehow connected to it, anyhow, whether it be beer yoga, I think the word yoga is still attached to it. No, at one point in time, you keep on doing that little nonsense.
Then you get rid of that.
Then you will probably come to, let me see what yoga is all about, or maybe you won't. The world, I believe, today is taking spirituality or religion or just for their own benefit. That's okay. But there is someone is making a dent. Somewhere in the class, when you sat, out of 50 people, one person will take it seriously. I think we are doing a good job. But out of the hundreds and thousands of viewers that you have, maybe one will take it up. And
that's the thing. If one person, I know I don't have that many followers, but one day I don't care about, this is for the hobby and for my learning also.
Of course.
But even if one person sees that, I know there will be one person.
Right.
We benefit that.
Our conversation about this itself is keeping it alive.
Yeah. And yoga is all about building community. The yoga that I started in California, it's called Yoga and Chai.
Oh, lovely.
So we do yoga, then we offer chai, and then we form a community, a circle where people talk about their problem that is happening. It started with me
you taking time to come or to travel and taking time to set this all up, to talk, itself is keeping it alive. We have to talk about it.
Yeah.
We have to do it. No doubt.
One of the reasons of coming to Mumbai was meeting you.
We have to talk. We have to keep it alive. It's a living tradition. By talking and doing, we'll keep it alive. It's like grandmother's stories, right?
Yeah.
You have to pass it on. You can't keep it to yourself. Otherwise, they say to keep the culture alive, to keep this people believe in science. It's a approach of having tools to live a wonderful life.
Right.
Holistic life, complete life, healthy life, physical wellness, mental wellness. Tell it. That's all. There are many
Right.
people who practice yoga but are very away from yoga because ego, they have not come to train. There are many people who don't know the word yoga but are actually living yoga. They're living yoga.
Because
they don't know the word. The yoga,
But
people
still it's
make
fine
it
for them.
esoteric. Yoga is life.
It's
You're a
common sense,
kind
actually, if you-
person. I'm telling you, if you're a kind person, you're doing
this
yoga.
is yoga. Yeah. One thing which is the last topic of today's discussion is marriage.
Huh?
What do you think about marriage institution? Like, do you think marriage is recommended? Is important?
Oh, it's a wonderful institution. I mean,
Are
we
you
as a
married?
society, I was.
Okay.
I believe, like life. Okay, now we are talking about culture and society. Now we are stepping away from. We are talking about institutions. We are talking about education and living together,
Yeah.
and all of that. Marriage is a institution. It's about two people. See, we are at the end of the day. Our purpose is to, as we said, keep this knowledge and pay it forward.
Toward us, yeah.
So one of the duties is progeny, as life. Life, procreation is a
To have a
duty.
baby.
It's a duty. It's a
Yeah.
duty. It's a duty, not just a pastime. Like we can go into a different conversation now. But progeny, giving this world, this thing, a person, a caring, loving, kind
And
person.
knowledge.
Yes, and that's the knowledge.
That is
Through
important.
you, that knowledge to protect this knowledge, we need to have people whom you.
But the problem is, what I think is, like, the more deeper I go in yoga, that means like I should take more classes, go to Rishikesh, go to Coimbatore, come here. It takes a lot of time. You know, if somebody is married, then basically after marriage everything revolves around your baby, everything. So you will get away from the yoga. And
No.
No?
Our rishis, they were married. Our rishis, all the rishis, they had their life. They had their children. Where no Mahatma on this planet has come from the sky. He is a
That is
product of a copulation.
So basically marriage is important.
Oh yes, and it is how you plant a seed.
Yeah.
You are saying is pollination important? Of course, pollination is important.
No, these days people are not marrying and they are living together, right? That's
See,
that
again,
is also,
we are looking at a different. We are looking at convenience now.
Yeah.
We are looking at whether we should is the right person or not. Whether we are accepting the person or not. What kind of qualities people use astrology and astronomy to see. It's a big discussion.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
It's a different discussion.
In India, we take care of this thing. We say, you know what? We do a lot of rituals. It is not just every ritual is in front of God, right? Otherwise, you say, you know what? You and me together, we as witnesses. So we decided marriage has become a social institution now. Everything is come into I am husband, wife, equal rights.
Kundli matching.
No, that's in India. Outside also, you take an I do in front of God. By God as my witness, these people as witness. Why do? And this is not just now. It has been happening since ages. Since this person, this man and woman, they are in holy matrimony. Every faith will do that. You invite people.
Right.
That's what it is. You decide to live together. You don't care about what is thinking. Fair enough. Nothing wrong with that. You do what you do.
Yeah.
But then, if you want to, commitment. Marriage is about commitment.
If you're ready for the commitment,
am I ready to, you know what, you and me, you and me as partner. You say, oh, partner only as long as it suits me. If it doesn't start, I see a new partner, I'm going to leave you. You understand? Today, people, that's what they are doing.
That's what
you're changing cars, right?
And also people change also. And they think that the person they were married, they were different before, now they're different. I don't know
what happens. That's what the new story, I read it in this book called as Mark Tooley, No Full Stops in Yoga. It's a story. What happens is in a small village, Mark Tooley is a writer. And so he is there and he was about to leave. The head village says, please stay back. It is my 50th wedding anniversary. I said, oh my God, that's so brilliant. 50 years of marriage. How did you manage? When did you meet your wife? I said, I saw her on the day I was getting married. So I said, how did you marry somebody you did not know? I said, no, my parents just said, sit down. And I'm talking about really old times. So he says, how it doesn't, I wouldn't expect like that to happen in the West. And the senior said of the village, said, that's what happens in the Western world. You see, you gauge, you all of that, you see whether they are compatible, you marry, and then you fall in love. You think that, oh my God,
That's
he
what
or
happens
she,
right now.
and then you marry, and then you fall out of love, and then you say, you know what, I thought you changed now. You were like this, and everything that you
I
want,
see.
and you want them to change. You were funny before, but now everything is a joke to you. I liked you because you were funny, but now because you're
now
making,
you're more serious.
Yeah, you're becoming more funny. I don't want you to be funny. Everything is a joke to you. I want you to be serious. We want the world to be as we want. We want other people to behave as we want. It is not going to happen. And then you become uneasy. As long as you accept the person as they are. So the fellow says, out there you fall in love, you marry the girl you love, you fall out of love. Out here, we love the girl we marry. Doesn't matter how he or she is.
That was a long time back.
How
but right
he
now
or she
everything
is,
is
how
changed.
he or she is. I have taken my oath. This is my life partner for whatever reasons. And then we find things that they are good at. They may not be this thing.
Yeah.
So we hate people. He's not a good father. He's a good employee. He's a good son. He's a good brother.
What is your thinking, like when, like for example, if somebody wants to find a partner, what is your advice?
See, as I
From
said,
your-
there is
I know,
faith.
everyone
There
is
is faith.
different.
There is faith.
Yeah.
You work and move in faith. You move in faith. And today, individuality is celebrated. We celebrate our freedom a lot. Marriage comes with bonding, comes with commitment, right? And if you are committed, want to be committed with both sides equally, loving and caring, accepting, it's a big commitment, right? If you're willing, you know what, I will do it. That takes a lot. I believe somebody who's actually doing it with that. Others moving forward, how will it fall? If you are committed and you know it's my responsibility, it's my duty. If you're already doing it, you know what, we can walk out of it anytime.
Yeah.
It's a contract. If you don't give it sanctity, if you don't give it auspiciousness, if you have to really understand this, unfortunately, people understand this much later.
And yoga is also linked to that, because like in yoga we do because we elevate ourselves from stress, depression and stuff. And if you don't do a good marriage or whatever, then you fall into stress and depression.
See, it's a commitment to a person.
Right.
Now my parents, as they are my parents. I initially may be angry this until I understand, you know what, they are my parents.
Right.
As they are. My brothers and sisters are my brothers and sisters. So, of course, our friends are our choices, but these are my family. And I have a responsibility to accept them as they are. As they are. As they are. If we have married to a person as you are and as you will be.
Right.
You may change, you may not change. It is possible. We are changing all the time.
Right.
Change is inevitable. We are changing. We are not. Every breath you take, every time our mind is changing. I like something yesterday. I like this today.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Right.
So how can a person be same?
Right.
And how do you expect a person to remain same, or rather change according to what
so we
you
have
want?
to accept whatever changes are happening
As they are. And of course, they accept you as they are. If they don't accept you as you are,
right.
Then the friction happens. It's a commitment.
Right.
Love, faith. I believe it's strong with people who really commit themselves to that institution and they move forward. Are very commendable. Are really commendable.
Especially in this era.
Oh yes, they're very commendable to have a relation, commit yourself to a relation. Be very true to it. I think it's really commendable.
It's very difficult. Yeah, sounds good, man.
So relation is a commitment that you get into willingly. Well, today, if it is not working, you have an easy way out. Wedding, marriage will remain. People want, otherwise, we have become so individualistic today. It comes to later part of our life that I should have a partner. Then you become lonely. Then you are away. This nuclear family. We're all about coming together. I'm saying some will take the leap of faith.
Yeah, some will not.
Some will not.
It's up to their journey.
Absolutely.
As yoga is a journey for
Absolutely.
Everyone is different. That is true. One last question is what is the reason of you growing the hair?
Well, that happened because I was not willing. I did not have time. I said, you know what, let it go. Not paying attention. Just let it flow.
I am also growing my hair, but it's very difficult to manage.
I understand that it is. I don't pay much attention. It is as it is. I know
it looks a yogic look.
It's just letting go. I know it becomes a little cumbersome sometimes. but it is there. It is as it is.
A lot of students love you. They tell me about the feedback. Like my friend Purva, she says that he looks like a Shivji.
Oh my God.
So
I don't know about that. I believe, as I said, we all have an opportunity, and I'm thankful to God. Everybody, all people who came into my life, because of which I am here, and I believe everybody has played a role for me to become who I am, and I'm really very happy to share what I know, and I seek so that I can share. Our teacher says it very nicely. She says, knowledge doesn't become yours when you receive it. It becomes yours when you give it.
When you share, yeah, exactly.
You give
and the thing is, like, before, what yoga has changed me, I can tell you my personal experience. I was more, accumulating, buying things, shopping, and like filling my wardrobe. But now I'm more giving. When I give someone and I see the smile, I feel like that's more than the happiness when I shop something, a jacket or something.
I know. There is something about dana. There is something that unlocks within you when you willingly share. It's a feeling that is unexplainable.
Yeah.
The joy of giving, and that's what happens when you're very happy.
It takes time also. Nobody is giving.
I know. It becomes so that anxiety of not sharing, and people today suffer with poverty attitude. I think if I give you, I will have less.
That's why in our culture they say 10% or whatever percent you have to reserve for
prosperity attitude. You will see sometimes, I will not want to point out, sometimes the rich live very poorly. Sometimes the rich live and behave very poorly.
Poor live
very richly.
They give whatever.
Oh my God, I have seen beggars and this thing sharing whatever they get with a mutt or a dog, or whereas the rich always not even willing to share. But that's okay. You know what?
Yeah,
it's a society. I'm not going to point fingers.
Society.
But it comes very rarely to people. See, we have three superpowers. This is what Shastra says. One is the power of concentration. You can have whatever you want. You can have whatever you want with concentration. Swami Vivekananda says the difference between a normal person and a successful person is a degree of concentration. How much you concentrate upon what you want. If you're one-pointed focus,
you will get.
That's it. That is what I want, and all my life forces are directed in that direction.
That happens actually.
It will unfold if you just want that concentration. Second is choice. Choice of what you do, what you say, what you think. Choice. You always have choice. What to do, what to say, what to think. And the third is compassion. So concentration, choice, and compassion. Three superpowers you have. I tell my class, all of you are superheroes. If you practice this superpowers, see how your life transforms.
How to become better teacher with yoga? Like everyone is a teacher right now.
Right.
Like asana, everyone can teach asana. But the X factor.
I'll tell you how I learned. Nobody cares what you know until they know how much you care. Nobody cares.
I don't know.
You're getting it? Nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. If you become more caring, if you are invested in the progress of the student, you are a better teacher. Are you understanding?
Yes.
Not interested in flaunting my
asana, whatever.
Energy or my.
But you're making them better person.
If you make a person feel and understand and inspire him to do and make him aha moment, you become that teacher. I tell this in the class, right? When you're in school, when teacher is teaching and we are not paying attention, we are looking outside the window. Why? Because what is happening outside is more interesting. So is the subject boring?
Exactly.
No.
The way of teaching is
the teacher who is boring. What I mean by that is the way it has been taught.
Yeah, the way
you have to make the subject interesting. No matter if you take interest in, everything is interesting. You say, oh my God, I did not know it was so interesting. You have to make it.
So as a teacher, you have to innovate or learn steps how to teach to innovate.
Make the student pay attention. Make the student, that's our job. Make the student sit up. Make them smile, make them invite them.
Like as a yoga instructor, I was like doing normal asana, but one day I practiced Shirshasana with the help of wall. They were like, wow, normal people, they can also do it.
Of course. When you inspire them, when you tell them that little nuances, your arm is steady, now keep it steady, move it forward a little more. Oh my God, I was never, utilizing those body, you're never utilizing these nuances. You make them realize how amazing they are. And you don't take away the joy of experience from them. Don't give them everything. Let them discover it. And when they discover it, it stays. Are you understanding? Don't give them everything on the platter. Point them in that direction, motivate them, and let it come to them. Let it come to them. Let it come. Keep it straight.
And when they experience, they're like, they can do them themselves. Okay.
And make them experience. Don't take the joy.
And how you learn it, how you keep on evolving as a teacher, how you keep on learning new things. Take classes.
Yes, you need to. Every time, in fact,
or read books.
The students will teach you. It comes through you. It comes through you. Your words, they flow, just flow through you. Depending upon what the class is, what the students are. Of course, your richness plays a role. You read,
that
you
also plays a role.
A little bit to in the same field of matter. Now, for example, frankly speaking, I don't expose myself to a lot of things which I thought were unnecessary, so I don't indulge myself in that. I don't. That is not helping me, adding me. For example, if you ask me about current affairs or what is happening, I said, I'm so sorry, I'm not aware of those. I'm not. There is so much that in my field I am dwelling upon that I don't do it. But does it help? Maybe it helps to give relevant experiences. You have to make it contemporary. You have to make it contemporary, as in you have to come down
to their level.
Slightly. You have to make
like a lot of shlokas, right? If you go give those shlokas, people will also like.
They do. They understand that you have read, and you bring it down to them.
What is the meaning of that?
What does it mean? It was written that this is what it means. You take it from everywhere. You take it not just from Bhagavad Gita or Yoga Sutras. You take it from the Bible. You take it from the Quran. You take it from any place, and it says this is what it means.
That's a good insight. How to evolve as a teacher.
You tell them that I'm telling why every religion has such beautiful wisdom in them, and once you start inspiring them, I believe you just have to give your energy to energize them.
Does other religion also have word yoga in their book?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about. As I said, this physical aspect of yoga, which was important. See now, Hatha Yoga, Kundalini Yoga is all about energy. But Hatha Yoga is so. If you're doing asanas, you're doing Hatha Yoga. If you're doing pranayama, you're doing Hatha Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga doesn't even speak about any asana. It says sit quietly. Stiram Sukham Asanam. Right? Pranayama, it will sort of Tasmin Sati Shwasa Prashwasa Gati Vicheda Pranayama. Right? It will speak very. You don't know Ujjayi, Bhasrika, Anulom Vilom. It's not. Nothing of that is there. For techniques, you come to Hatha Yoga. The new
Ashtanga Yoga doesn't tell that.
Doesn't Ashtanga Yoga believes you've already done all of that.
So Hatha Yoga came before.
Much later, and I'm not saying much later. The books were written much later. Hatha Yoga was practiced. You've seen the seal. 4,000 years ago, the seal, the Pashupatinath seal, which was found in the Harappa and Mohenjo-daro thing. That is a Shiva sitting in Bhadrasan and doing that.
Mohenjo-daro was how many years
4,000 years ago. Yeah. That was what discovered. So how before that was it was another thing.
It was invented,
Right. Yeah. So the practices are there to strengthen you. Meditative practices are there. Pranayama practices are there. Chakra practices are there. Mantras are there. There is a mantra yoga where mantras are chanted. The Ashtanga Yoga will say you will get a trance by chanting mantras repeatedly. Mantras has got powers. They are sacred incantations. So yes, there is a lot of esoteric knowledge which is there for us to explore in. But we just start slowly and gently.
I should balance of everything is important.
Absolutely.
Just do a little bit of...
India, mantras are for everything. You get up in the morning, you say a mantra. You put your foot on the ground.
My mom says get up in the morning,
foot on the ground, you say a mantra. You take a shower, you say a mantra.
When we are doing a jal to
Surya, you say that mantra. You eat food, you say mantra. You go to bed, you say a mantra. You buy a car, you say a mantra. You buy a house, you say a mantra.
Exactly.
Wedding, there are mantras.
I feel like we are privileged to born in a country like India. Living in US now.
It's a blessing. And they said, why India? Somebody asked, why India? Why not the rest of the world? I got an answer. It was the collective sanskaras of the people at that time that they, what I mean, collective sanskara? There is a collective consciousness of a place where you start feeling and start asking these questions. For example, in this area, when you go to a sacred place,
right?
Eons of experience and this thing, the place makes you quieter, calmer, right? a mosque, a temple, a church can do that to you, where there is a, some amount of
Yeah, exactly.
this thing.
That's what India provides.
So that collective consciousness of the entire region was like that, for people to dwell deeper and deeper and unlock the mysteries.
That was India about.
That was India about. It was just there.
Even today, if I go to Vrindavan, my mom is a Hare Krishna Bhakt, ISKCON temple, or Baki Bihari temple, very old temple. Even South India has very awesome temples. Today I will go to one of the temples. I think it's a Ganesh temple here, right? Siddhi Vinayak temple.
Yes.
So you feel different energy. If you just close your eyes, you go to a meditative state.
It's the energy of the people who come there with so much astha, with so much faith, that you recharge yourself in that premise, and then you carry that, energy with you.
Right.
It does that to you.
Right. Cool, sir. I think we talked a lot about everything, and we keep on talking. This was really helpful for me,
in any way.
And I hope it is helpful for the audience. What last advice you want to give, and the closing thought from your point of view?
Advice to whom?
Advice to people who wants to start their career or dealing with anything problem.
I can only speak of yoga.
Yeah, about
in
yoga,
terms of there is a lot of options today. Find a good school, wherever it is. Start your journey. With faith, wherever it is. I know it can go on and on. Start somewhere. Let it dwell deeper. Do it slowly. It will happen. Your time will come. They say, like Atha Yoga Anushasanam. We are talking about this because our time has come to talk about it. I was not doing this 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? I was not doing this. It came, you believe in that, and you believe in the urge. If you want to, don't do it if you don't want to.
If you are interested.
Completely. You believe yoga is the answer to the questions that you have, then you come.
Yeah.
Otherwise, just because everybody is doing it, I should do, I am feeling left out. I don't think that is this thing, because
you know how I started yoga, because I live in Delhi. There's an institute called Moraji Desai.
Of course.
There's a 1 month basic course over there, 2 hours every day. I used to go with my mom 15 years ago, and then I was like, there's nothing to do, let's go there again. And I was like, I did that entire thing of 30 days. I was like, what they're teaching, I can teach in my California also. I started doing that also. And I developed this community. I was like, yeah, I can make a community, because at this age, I'm losing friends. Because they are having babies, they're having marriage. I'm not married right now. I was like, it's fine. The yoga community is like new friends which I created. And I was like, I want to get better. That's why I did that ETC. I'm going to Coimbatore, taking the Shunya program, which Sadhguru provides. The goal for that is removing the baggage and
How lovely. I believe, you know what, after a while, it's called Swadharma. We all have a calling. We all have a calling. Whether it is to start a family, not to start a family, do something, all of that, there is a calling.
Yeah.
Right? And when you come into that line, into that lane, if you know what I mean.
Right.
You come into that lane, we are all everywhere, like I was, all over the place, engineering, armed forces, advertising.
That time when
you
we
do all
decided.
of that, you believe you belong there. But slowly and gradually, you come into your zone, into that lane where you belong.
Right.
And then it becomes very smooth for you. Just keep on walking. Everything comes, it happens to you.
Right.
So I'm really happy and grateful that you are keeping it alive in your own way, sharing your knowledge, inspiring people to live a better life.
Yeah, I'm just learning from everywhere, especially from you. I think the online courses that you guys offer is really the best.
Thankfully, to the online is an option. People can log in from their own this thing. I believe patience is the key. Acceptance is the key. No matter where we are.
Exactly.
That's what I said. Whoever we have been, yoga is not interested. Yoga is interested in who you can become. And what are the techniques?
Yoga makes you as a new person.
Where you have come from, yoga says, it's okay. Wherever we are, we can start. Therefore, Atha, what we can do now? Can we sit down? Can we stand? Can we breathe?
Basic things.
That's it.
Yeah.
Start now. Now is the key for yoga. And now, moment to moment. That's it.
Right. Thank you so much. It was so nice to have a chat with you.
Thank you so much.
I wish you all the good luck with your teaching journey, with your career, everything. We'll interact with you next time.
Thank you very much.
I think we'll go into more deep down into next topic wherever I come next.
Please, thank you so much for this conversation. I hope this was helpful to you in some way.
A lot.
If there is ever anything I can do to
I have to rewatch it. A lot of words, a lot of shlokas that you see, but You know,
Yes.
the TTC, the book that we read, you are revising it. It was a
That's what
summary
I
of
do.
that.
That's exactly what I do from morning to evening, and I feel blessed for that. And it's something that everybody should. You know what I think? Yoga is something when you're eating. Just take a spoonful of yoga, like in your everyday.
Being mindful.
Yeah,
That's what the
about you know
topic
what?
is.
Just have about 5 minutes of yoga. It's enough. Not half an hour, not 1 hour, not 5 minutes of yoga. I think that's a great start. Just to be aware. You know what? I can just sit quietly and breathe. That itself, I think, will start making a lot of difference. Yoga is a transformative science.
Sometimes, you know, you are saying it very right. Whenever during the work, you know, whenever a lot of tasks are given to me, I just sit quietly, close my eyes, and take deep breath.
Beautiful.
5 minutes,
Yeah.
and then I became calm, and then every stress goes away.
Absolutely. Today, every technique that is there out there, will inculcate yoga in it. Like meditation, for example. It's a misunderstood term. People have
That
the
is also
West
part
has
of
made
yoga.
meditation has become a tool for productivity. Asana has become a tool for losing weight. I understand, but that's people want to take whatever is there is yoga selectively. All right. If you, as I said, if you're a nice and gentle human being, you're already doing yoga, and yoga doesn't mind. Do the pranayam, do the meditation, do the asanas, do something. To make your
Start
life
somewhere.
better. Right.
That is a thing.
Call
That
it
is
yoga. Don't call it yoga. Call it any yoga.
Call it gym also.
Right.
Because people do stretching,
Right.
which we do in yoga in the gym, which is also fine.
Right.
At least make your body healthy. That is the first step.
Overall health, overall well-being, overall or holistic well-being.
Yeah.
That's what yoga is. Every aspect of your life, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, social, moral, ethical, name it.
Yeah.
Yoga is there to give you a technique.
Right. You should, I think, write a book or something of summary of everything, because there's a lot of books out there, but a summary of everything will be a good thing.
Right. Let's hope so.
Yeah. Cool, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Wishing you all the best in all your endeavors.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks
God
for the
bless.
time.
Pranam. Thank you so much.